Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Globe Interview Series. I'm your host, Sunlight, and today I've got on the show Ivan from Bpi France. Welcome to the series, Ivan.
Thank you.
Would you mind giving us a brief introduction of yourself?
Yes, so I'm a blockchain crypto lead at Bpi France. I have a computer science and finance background. Then I hold several positions in R&D lab, innovation advisory, and finally worked at Bpi France on this very exciting position.
So, Ivan, you mentioned you come from a computer science background and you're also in mergers and acquisitions. So, you're an M&A banker. How has this experience shaped you into crypto and how did you get into the cryptosphere?
Very good question. Crypto is kind of the crossroad between tech, uh, regulation, and new economy. So it's very funny because everybody has a little bit of each piece. So for me, it's clearly the intersection of tech and finance. So it was kind of natural to go with crypto. And it's simply the future of finance. In a way, it's very dynamic, very creative, very techy. So it was a kind of a natural move.
Interesting. I think more people are getting interested in the industry and the technology is just developing so fast. So I know you're the leader of blockchain and crypto at Bpi France. So what is your daily job like?
Bpi France is a state-backed bank. So our job is basically to sustain the French economy the best way we can. So we inject a lot of money in the French economy. Last year, we injected 45 billions totally. A part of that job is linked to innovation. So to sustain the innovation scene, the startups in France. And a part of that is linked to blockchain, and that's blockchain crypto, and that's my job. So basically, we financed already 120 startups, did 3 equity investments, 1 investment in a crypto fund, White Star Capital Digital Assets. And my day-to-day job is mostly having contacts with funders. So it can be push or pull. It can be people from Bpi France pushing me people saying they have a crypto project. Can you help us analyze it? Or it's myself going to crypto Twitter, LinkedIn, Discord, every tool possible to reach out to funders, mostly in France, to know more about their projects and if we can help them.
So you mentioned you founded around 120 startups. Are these all involved in the cryptosphere or are they kind of scattered around different industries?
Very good question. We are blockchain agnostic, so it's everything. It can be a layer 2 trading platform, or it can be a company that use enterprise blockchain solution to track fake drugs on African markets, because that's a flu there. So yes, many different sectors, many different use case, and that gives us a little sight, a little overview of the trends. What are the startups into?
So you work with global markets instead of just focusing on what's happening in France. So I'm sure people out there are wondering what BPI stands for and is it an ECA or not?
So yes, very good question. We're very big. We're a bank. Our clear DNA is banking. Within innovation, basically we give grants, loans, and do equity investments and fund investment. But we have the luck to have different business lines linked also to the activities of the French state. So we are an ECA, so Export Credit Agency. So we help French companies to develop their businesses abroad. We even checked with the ECA business line to see if we could tokenize something, because we have a lot of assets, so we could clearly tokenize from floor to ceiling, but we have to convince more people still. But yes, we are big bank sovereign fund / sovereign fund. The good news is that with all these capabilities, we can help entrepreneurs, and that's our first mission.
So, are there any other services that BPI France offer in relation to crypto?
The great thing about crypto, it's still small. It's growing very fast, but it's still small. So you can really help people, and your job is clearly not a classic corporate jobs. And I told my manager, the CEO, that I'm spending even more time on Telegram than emails now. We try to sustain the blockchain startups the best way we can. If they are looking for a place, for a ticket for the blockchain event, we take that seriously with the same enthusiasm than when they want to raise a big Series A or Series B. And that's what I like about crypto. It's still what we call the crypto family. Like, everybody knows each other, and you try. It's the wag me attitude. Like, everybody is gonna win. The cake will grow. So that's why we try to help everybody the best way we can. And it can be a little thing, just an intro, or it can be something bigger, where we clearly had some value and some funding also.
Can you tell us about what kind of regulation restrictions are in place in France and Europe?
Super good question. I will try to be as clear as possible. So, in terms of big chunks, you have first market is UK. UK has around more than 2,000 startups that raised money. They raised more than €1 billion. There is a huge tissue, a huge community, and a strong financial culture in London. So the UK is the best place in Europe right now. Then you have France. We have nearly 50 companies that raise funds for nearly more than $1 billion, also with Sorare, which is very known, and Ledger. And then you have Germany and Austria. I'm including Austria for Bitpanda, which is the third big zone, with also nearly 50 startups that raised money. And of course, there is Switzerland also, which is very important in the space because of the foundations and all the work of the FINMA. So that brings me to the regulatory landscape. So basically, France has a specific law for crypto assets called Loi Pacte, and was one of the first countries in the world to have a specific law for this, a specific regime. So it is great because you can do proper business in France. You can be regulated and handle crypto. The thing is that we are waiting for the MiCA ruling, which is a European ruling. So MiCA is Market in Crypto Assets. That should be there in 2023, and that will overrule the national laws. So we'll see what happens. Switzerland is very crypto friendly, and I expect the FCA in UK to be very crypto friendly. But that's a personal bet, but I think they have all the things to do it. But you have also then smaller markets in Europe: Malta, Cyprus, Gibraltar, Jersey, Lithuania, Estonia, that Bulgaria is accepting crypto as a way to pay wages. So every country has some specificity that can help you on your global setup. Because let's be honest, being in the crypto world is being sensitive to decentralization. And I don't really know a company that would have a single entity in a country. You have to expand your company, and you have to play with different legal setups. And when we talk about regulatory arbitrage, that's part of the game, because some people, I also forget to mention Luxembourg, which is pretty good for the funds.
So what kind of challenges has BPI France faced?
I mean, yes, there has been some struggles, and there will be some more. I mean, I expect, for example, the governance token to be ruled somehow, some way, very soon, because at the beginning it was something new. Everybody was very excited during DeFi summer, but this sounds very much like a security, even if it gives you the right to vote for protocol, which is great, and I vote, and I'm very proud of that. But the valuation of the tokens asks some questions. So this is clearly not maybe a struggle. We can see it in a more positive way, but there will be blood in some way, because there are too many governance token, and the frontier is not clear. We can also see it in a very positive way, say the regulators will do the right things, so the ecosystem can continue to grow, to innovate, to invest, and to develop great projects. So there will be more struggles for sure. Some space, as you mentioned, NFT is more free because it's linked to creativity. And I mean, nobody is cruel enough to rule or to regulate creativity. So these are safe havens. That's why on the blockchain gaming side, we are super bullish, because this is only the first step. What we try is that we have kind of a meta map. It's kind of three-dimensional between the maturity of the use case or the sector within blockchain crypto, the financing, like, is it well financed? So, and the maturity, and it gives us a map, and we try to see where we are. To give you a very concrete example, healthcare has so much potential with blockchain crypto, so much. We've just been through, and it is not over, one of the biggest healthcare crisis with COVID. And we all know that we could improve so much things with a decentralized approach. But there is still few projects, lack of financing. The big pharmaceutical companies are not really into blockchain. They are coming. They are doing some stuff, but it's not as massive as gaming, for example, which is today gaming. Everybody got it. I mean, Facebook is now called Meta. I think it's a clear plan.
Of course, lots of supply chains and logistical groups are under immense pressure to provide a blockchain-based solution for the global supply chain. Do you have any comments on the regulations and pressure on these groups?
Yes, these are the very interesting use cases, but you have some physical challenges to tackle. Supply chain and blockchain is a great promise, but you just don't need blockchain. You need blockchain and IoT to be sure, and secured IoT to be sure that the data, the physical data you measure, is the good one. So these are very exciting projects. All the work on trade finance also is great. So it's all the most corporate and banking consortiums like Congo, Marco Polo, but I think it's great initiatives. And this will help bring more trust, so more business and more efficient supply chain. But this is one of the big challenge where underlying blockchain technology can help, clearly.
So what's your vision for the future of blockchain within Bpi France?
So first prediction, but now it's too easy. When I was talking about this 3 years ago, everybody was thinking I was crazy, but yes, metaverse. Like Bpi France has also another big challenge is climate change. So we have a huge mission called Bank of Climate, and the French government gave us 20 billions to fulfill this mission. And this is another challenge, and we can go to the metaverse to solve some physical problems, or we can find some clever systems backed by blockchain to solve this problem. I'm thinking about Clima, DAO, or Toucan Bridge that are bridging the carbon credit markets and blockchain and crypto. And this is super, super wise. And I think that many, many projects will develop here. But this is maybe one thing between, 100 that we monitor. We have 100 sub-teams that we consider important in the crypto blockchain space, and that will grow. The future, my personal opinion, is that the future will be cross-chain. We try to be agnostic, but we also need to do some exercise of projections. And our projection is that the future will be clearly cross-chain. Like we are in a multicultural society, multi-religious, and I think it will be multi-chain. DeFi and gaming seems the two pretty natural and exciting narratives, but we expect many, many others, and that's what we monitor. But for that, you need more investment, development cycles. The good news is that I think that now every people in the world know that they can spend time on this, bring their energy, and do this great technological revolution. And that's really what I love about blockchain and crypto. It's still very open.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us today, Ivan. For those of you watching, Ivan's social media will be linked in the description. And don't forget to join the Globe community. We'll see you next time. Bye.